Hi guys, it's Nima from Me to Talk, and today we're gonna make some coffee. I've brought V60, Chemex, French press, which is very close to the Turkish culture. And I'm gonna teach you in a way that you can really do everything yourself at home. And so actually, to begin with, before everything, for all the coffee brewing methods, we always rinse the filters first. So I'm actually gonna start with that right now. And as I said here, the water needs to be around 88, 92 degrees in centigrade. But you don't need to, how can I say, measure the temperature. When it boils and you leave it for 2 minutes, I guess you're gonna get the perfect temperature you need. And every time you want to make V60 coffee, you need to fold the filter always like this. It's just easy thing because we want it to fit into the V60 perfectly. And actually the reason that we put water on it and we rinse it is not for cleaning, it's actually to make the filter placed perfectly in the V60. So you just see, very relaxed, you just put it here and then we hold it. And always start from center to the wall around it. So now, as you can see, water is dripping perfectly. Okay. All right. And the next part, which it is important, but to do this every time is actually important at a cafe. But when you're at home, you don't need to use a scale every time. You don't need that. For example, me myself at home, one time I measured it anywhere, actually at my friend's house. And so I knew all the sizes, the weights, everything, the limits that I have here. So after that, I just measure it myself. But right now, we're gonna do it with the scale. Because when we put the coffee, we want to calculate how much water we need. I personally prefer, for V60, I prefer 18 grams. That means if you have 1 gram of coffee, you will add 18 grams water to it. So you can calculate it from the amount of coffee you put, or from, you know, in my case, I have a French press, so I have a limit here. So I start from the, I guess is around 700 grams. So I always divide 700 by 18 to get the amount of coffee I should put. So now for this one, I guess we're good with around 25 grams. I just put 18. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So right now I'm actually using my calculator, and we are going to need 450 grams of water. Another small thing, before you start to put your boiling water on the coffee, you know, as I show you here, the coffee stays here. And when you put water just normally, the coffee doesn't get wet perfectly, which we need to do that, and it's called blooming. And then the foam and the sugars and the oils will break down and come over the top. So while we put the coffee, with actually your finger, you need to put a hole through it a little bit, so that while we put the water in it, it can get to all its places equally. And that's why I'm actually doing this with my finger. You know, it's okay to use a spoon. Alright, now I turn it on and try to do this as slowly as possible. So when you put the water and it comes over the coffee, you can stop until the water goes down and you see bubbles coming out, so the air will come out. We always need that. There must be never air anywhere between the paper, coffee, so that we can get the maximum coffee we need. And as I said, just do it slowly. So this stage, as you see, is like it's very red right now. This is the part is called the blooming. So now I'm waiting for the bubbles to go out and you get the really red coffee. And the more we go, it gets to brown and it goes darker every time. Just add more water in case we won't have enough of it. And always, you know, when the bubbles are out, try to put your water constantly. So we don't want to stop the water flow. And you never put water on the walls, on the filter. You keep it within the coffee and you keep turning it. If you want to always know if your blooming happened properly, you can understand from the second time you want to add the water, because suddenly that foam, that crema, the cream comes over the top. If you don't have much of a cream, either the blooming wasn't good or the coffee is not fresh actually. Well, that's a nice coffee though. I cannot wait to have the coffee. I haven't had any coffees until now. It will be the first coffee morning. All right, we go a little bit more. Sometimes you may feel like, oh, this takes a long time, but trust me, it's worth it. And the other thing is that this V60 that I'm using is in size 2. So normal V60 is in size 4, which is quite bigger. So don't think that every time you want to make coffee, you need to wait all, this long minutes of, just looking at this. You can just get a bigger pitcher, or like I always put it in my own French press. I just take it off and put it there. So you can get the V60 in the size 4, and you can make more coffee and make it one time a day and just save it. All right, I guess we are close to the last part of this. As I can see in the coffee, we don't have much left. This would be the last turn of it, yes. we have perfect weight. Alright, we can just wait until this guy finishes up his own dripping. So there are two types of V60s also. I wanted to tell you guys this. In coffee, actually everything is your own personal choice. There's nothing about like this is good, this is not good. Now, you know, there's all kind of products out there. But in V60, as far as I know, there are three types of it. That I chose this one for my own particular reasons. And like as I saw, all of the V60s have just one big hole, like a drain at the bottom of it. And the filters also don't, you know, look like this actually. They're gonna be like, you know, they need to be more like this. But for me, mine is not like that, so it's closed here. And this one has three drain holes. So the reason I don't choose those type of filters and the V60 with one big drain holes on the bottom of it is that the water will go through it fast. So as I said, everything needs to be done slowly, and I just like the taste better when it's like that. But maybe somebody will not even understand the taste, maybe somebody will understand it, maybe, you know, I'm just obsessed. I don't know, it's up to you, your choice. But I have never tried, you know, those type of V60s that you don't need any filter. It's, you know, it's just washable. I've never used them, but I guess they're also good, so it's just up to you. No worries about it. And I think we are ready, actually, to do this. All right, so now as you can see, it's finished. There's no more coffee dripping out. But since it may drip on the table, I'll put it on a plate. Okay, and by the way, do not throw this out. This is a perfect thing for yourself. You can use it for peeling, for your face, for hand. It's like a very good moisturizer and it makes your skin like baby. Or you can put it in your ashtray, you know, to get the smell out of it. Quite useful. All right, I will put this here. You don't need that anymore. All right, when your coffee is ready, try to give it a spin. Or since I am always, you know, a little bit lazy with this stuff that it might like drop out. You're sleepy in the morning, especially, just you can do it like this a little bit. Because as you remember, it was red in the beginning and it becomes darker. So we get a little bit of, you know, two-color situation. We just want to mix it all together. Okay, there you go. Shall I try it? Oh, günaydın. Gerçekten. All right, this is V60 people.